Hey, crafty friends, it's Diann with Bean Street Paper. And today I'm inviting you to color with me with alcohol ink markers. I am not a pro at alcohol ink markers, but I would love to share some little tips and tricks that I have picked up along the way. So, we will be coloring this adorable Christmas tree image. I'm designing some Christmas card kits for my Etsy shop, and I wanted to use this whimsical little tree. So let's get started. The first thing you need to know about coloring with alcohol ink markers is you must stamp them with a dye-based ink pad. So I use this Memento ink pad. Your archival ink will smear. I know there are other inks out there that you can use that don't smear. Your StazOn will be okay with alcohol ink markers. Just make sure that if you're unsure, do a test image first. But Memento for sure is what I use. The second thing you need to know is today I'm coloring on regular 110 pound white cardstock. I don't have any fancy paper. There is a special Spectrum Noir makes a alcohol ink paper to color on. I just didn't reach for it. I just used regular cardstock. Another thing that has really helped me is I have a ton of crafting stuff, but to me, Copic markers were out of my budget. I just can't pay that much money per marker. So I will say I invested in the tri-blend markers from Spectrum Noir. Now, I am not endorsed by them. I purchased these with my own money. So I have found that they take a lot of the guesswork out of coloring with alcohol ink markers. I don't have to try to match anything. They each come with 3 tones, so a dark, a mid, and a light. And I don't have to guess. When I purchased them, there were 2 sets available, so I purchased both of them. Now, shortfalls of these markers are, I have found, in my opinion, there are not a lot of colors. Like, there's no true red. There's a dark red blend, but it's more of a plum rose type color, so it's not like real Christmas red. So that for me is a slight drawback. There's no black. There's a bunch of grays, a super dark gray, but no black. So despite that, these are still my go-to alcohol ink marker. So today I'm going to be using 3 different markers. I'm going to be using the Alpine Green, the Earth Brown, and the Gold Brown blend. Now, I want to use this little tree in a Christmas card design. I haven't quite finalized the design, but it's almost there. So I decided when I put this kit together, I was not going to use this star. So when I fussy cut this out later, I'm going to cut that star off the top. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I want to do is start with the tree. So I'm going to take my Alpine Green marker. Now, I do all my crafting in a she shed, and the windows are to my right. So whenever I color an image, I color it with my light source from the right. So that means the left side will be in the shadow. So I'm going to start with my darkest color on the left, and that, if you look at the marker, I'm just going to use the dark, and I'm going to color wherever I think it would be darker. So mostly on the left side, right here where there would be a shadow from one layer to the other around these baubles. You don't have to really be precise with it. Just kind of I like to not make straight lines. I like them to be a little kind of squiggly. Okay, so I've got wherever I think my dark is going to be. Then I'm going to go to my mid color. Now, the thing to remember about alcohol ink markers is you want to color over what you just colored and then extend it a little bit. So I'm going to extend the mid color out into the middle of the tree. Now, when you color this, I look at it a lot of times and I'm like, ooh, that looks horrible. However, once the alcohol ink has time to do its thing, it's going to be fine. Okay, and if you don't think it's going to be fine, then you just color over it a little bit more, and it will be fine, I promise. Okay, so that's probably about where I want my medium color to go. Now I'm going to take my light color, and I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to color into the dark a little bit, not a whole lot, and then over into the white space. Okay, again, doesn't have to be super precise. I don't really have to worry about coloring outside of the lines because I'm going to fussy cut this, so I don't have to be super neat with it. It is gonna get cut out. Okay, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, so I'm done with my green. The next thing I'm gonna do is take my earth brown, and on this one I only used the dark in the mid because the trunk is so small. So what I did first was I took my mid color and I just colored the whole thing. And then I took my dark and I just kind of shaded on the left side. Okay. And he's done. And then I took my gold brown and I colored the baubles in gold brown. Now I started with my dark, and these tiny ones I am not playing, so I just colored those all one color. Okay, and then I just started from the left again. Now these are super tiny, so then I went to my mid color and I colored a little bit further while going over my dark that I already colored. Okay, and then I went to my light color and I did the same thing. I colored the whole circle. Sorry, I'm a squeaky colorer. Okay, and that is what the image looks like. Now, that will continue to blend until it looks like this is what a cutout tree looks like. And what I will do is go around the outside edge of this with a black Sharpie or a black marker. And that will get it ready to put on my card, which I will show you where this is the card that I'm creating. So I did go over the baubles with some gold stickles, and right now I am debating whether or not to put some red rhinestones on here. And the only reason I'm debating on that is because I have heard that the post office is getting kind of particular about non-machinable mail. They're really charging extra amounts of money to mail that. So I think this could be done. Of course, I love my bling. I do have some with the stickles. But tell me what you think. Do you think I should add some rhinestones, or do you think this card is pretty much done? As you can see, I did add a glittery gold star at the top. I just punched it out of some glitter paper that I had. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think we should add some rhinestones to it, or enamel dots, or do you think it's pretty much done and ready to be mailed? I hope you enjoyed this video, crafty friends. Go forth and be crafty. Have a great day.